Hi, YouTube. Welcome on through. We're getting started with episode number 3. Again, every Sunday will be Evangelion and ReZero Sunday. For this Sunday specifically, it might just be Evangelion Sunday. Super fucking excited to jump into it. Really excited to just dig in deep and see what these episodes have in store for us. I hope the editing team can get this up in time. And if you guys want to help out with editing, especially just Evangelion, let us know, ladies and gentlemen. We need all hands on deck to get this out to the people of YouTube land. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please remember to grab a drink, grab a snack. We stop, we talk, we analyze, we go over 1,001 things, and I hope you guys are okay with that, and I hope you guys are ready for that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Let's go. And you guys can't hear that, 'cause I had it muted, yeah. Holy shit, I just know that I fucked up now. Hold on. For all of the, like, if you guys know religion a little bit, right? Because my thing is we have to separate religiosity with the themes of psychology, right? We can say that they're interlaced in some aspects, right? Where morality, aspects of ethics, aspects of what social, social, cultural remnants religion might have on individuals. We can say that there's a little bit of that mixed into like how we can talk to people, but there's still a difference. There's a big difference between philosophy, religion, and psychology. And I want to go ahead and be very, very open with it, right? So when we're looking at one of these, are these Nephilim or Seraphim? Or because I know that there's an exact name for them, right? And my thing is, aren't angels, or like specifically these types of angels, supposed to be seen? Like, I'm not sure if it's the Book of Revelation or where exactly it's seen, right? My interest in a gaming stream, it also involves Eva currently. Are you talking about Nikki? Nephilim are the children of an angel and a human. Seraphim, Nephilim are actually just giants. Okay. Well, thank you. You see, I knew that there was something in there, right? Nephilim are the giants. So if these are Seraphim, right, then doesn't this mean that this is sort of like the end of times? I don't know how much of an aspect maybe religiosity the author intended for it to be a part of this show. You guys might know that answer, but I'm trying to go ahead and separate one from the other, right? I'm trying to go ahead and just focus on the psychology of the characters being presented. We can talk about religious themes being present, right? Absolutely. But let's focus more in on the psychology that are there. We had a good fight about that on Discord. Really? What specifically? Author just said angels and crosses look cool. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, because here's the thing, right? And I want you guys to discuss this on YouTube as well. Sometimes we really get into, like, we understand the overall metaphors of certain things, and it's easier for us to plug stuff in while also keeping our characters very in line with the world we're trying to build, right? So sometimes it could be like, you know what, this would be cool if this had a cross, if this had, like, angels, if this had this, if this had that, without really digging into the deeper meaning, right? And then just focusing on the character development, and then most people digging way too deep. That's sort of why I'm like, okay, looks really cool, but in that same aspect, I'm sort of wondering, isn't this shown in sort of like the Book of Revelations for those individuals that are maybe that are Christians or Catholics or whatever? Right. What I find interesting about this one in particular, I know. Is this lists out different aspects of self, right? Archangels, what seems to be seraphim, and animals, angelos, principales, nurseth, like cherubims. It seems to be different forms. It reminds you of the tree of Yggdrasil. Yeah. Those are different choirs of angels. Ah. Better see nothing but cat jams. Sistema seferectum divino denominum. Inteligencia de su espíritu, suma serpiente. Interesting that they kept a lot of like the Latin in here. Mundo del tipo, tabula mosaico, legis eterna. The path of Sephiroth. No, I really like that the fact that they like, you know, prima corona, some, yeah, that's 35 principas a misericordia de genem decente. So it's like 35 principles of the origins of what exactly, right? If you need, we can find an English. We can't jam if you pause. Kaisep, it seems like you want me to get through the opening quickly. That's what that seems like. That cabal of Jewish life in the tree, and not the Final Fantasy VII one. Spanish 2 OP. Well, you guys got to remember, in Mexico, there's still a lot of Latin masses and stuff. And like, you know, especially if you grew up, I guess late 90s, early 90s, there's still a lot of Latin that is being taught in mass and whatnot. Aside from Spanish and Latin having some similarities. Motorum fundamento. So this is like the world fundamentals of like what it means to exist in there, and it's interesting, like, because it's like led. Trying to go out and see and read all of that, but it's a little difficult. Somebody has the English version of this. If you guys can please showcase it. Like I can read some of this. Not the greatest at Latin, right? But I can read some of it or put some pieces together. Here's a fucked up question I have for you guys. Is Shinji being in this Eva leading towards his own destruction or self-destruction in a way? And are all these people aware of it? Especially when it comes to people like recognizing, like, you know, the eyes of like noticing someone go through change, or the people that you're supposed to trust, but yet all of them are looking in on you like this. Oh, hold on. My bad. I fucked that one up. Are these all people? Oh, thank you, Asa. Hold on. The Tree of Life. So it's the one that we saw was the Latin version of it, but it does seem to be the Tree of Life from the looks of it. Thank you. I fucking love when chat so on it. Thank you so much, Aesop. I appreciate it. You guys are open to it. But what's interesting is we already saw this Tree of Life earlier in Evangelion, right? The very beginning. And then it comes back, right? And then it comes back and it reiterates it. That's interesting. So it's just showcasing again the Tree of Life. Sorry, that's something stuck in my throat. Middle Ages. Yeah. The Celestial Spheres. Huh. All right, I'll go further into it in a bit. So how interlaced is Nerve with the angels? Chat. How interlaced is Nerve with the angels, especially with the like themology that is happening in this regard? It makes me feel as though like a lot of this aspect as like it is being done in the I don't know, like to push the semblance of like, oh, this is to go ahead and like showcase that like we're trying to defend from the angels, but then at the same time we're using like we're using this to go ahead and like fight the angels, and so it's making me wonder how interlaced is all of this, and even forward can essentially backfire, right? And then a spoiler, sure, but let's take it even further, right? I wanted to just stop and go like that because it's highlighting something for me. How far in experiments on humans, in humanity, is Nerve willing to go? How far in experiments on humans and humanity is Nerve willing to go? That is the main question that I'm sort of wondering, just based off of everything that's happening here. And something that I find interesting is that we start off Evas at 0-0, right? Not one, like the way most people do. Like, hey, you know what? I have one can of Monster. I don't have 0 cans of Monster. That is what's making me really interested in terms of the depths of like Nerve and what they have to offer, especially as we're going through with this, because all of a sudden Nerve is obviously completely ethical. Nerve is completely accurate. We start Eva at 0-0, like proper military programmers created 0, which makes me wonder: was Eva 0-0 supposed to just be a test, supposed to be disregarded, like a test pilot, like one of those things where you put like your rats and whatnot that you're testing at, and you don't really care if they go through or like they succeed or not? That is sort of where it's like, yeah, like a prototype. I got the diagram in English. Should I post it? You should, 100%. When you are fighting divine beings, you become a devil, right? How, like, well, in that same aspect, if this is their intention, right? And I guess this is something worth highlighting. If aliens do exist like this, right? Aliens, angels do exist like this, and they were to come through and start the aspect of revelation, right? Start the book of Revelations, start taking people away, start destroying the earth, and you start fighting against it. Are you evil? That's a good question. Are you evil in that essence? Huh, chat? Are you evil, chat? If you start fighting against the very angels that you're trying to protect, or not protect, but you're trying to save humanity from an angel doing their job. Depends on the judge. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have it. We have it. Thank you so much, Aldous. I appreciate it. So that's interesting. Okay, so it also lends into a little bit of the understanding of selves, right? So deity, right, being at the highest crown, omnipotence, highest unity, highest wisdom. I know adds to the religious symbolism because it actually looks cool. It's actually widely misunderstood reading of the interview. In their interview, he was mainly talking about minor specific points which people decided to just extrapolate onto the wider narrative to shit on. Well, the religious integration is done very well on a serious narrative level. That's interesting, great stuff. Because I have people in chat saying that the religiosity isn't necessarily a part of it, right? Like it's just the author pick and choose moments, and then other people saying not. You guys can go into a full discussion, by the way. Just keep it civil. I don't really mind because, as I mentioned, we're looking at the psychology of stuff, and where does this come from, right? When we're looking at something like this, it's like, okay, so even punishment, powers, clemency, the macrocosm connection to God, we have what it means to go through all of that. Um, Earth elements, the incantation of the planet, physical matter, realization, cohesion, material. So here's what's interesting about this particular one. I want you guys to keep it into consideration, right? Keep this in mind. We're gonna go full screen. Oh, I'm already full screen. For what this is saying, right? This is Maslow's hierarchy of needs on the left. Here's the Sephirotic system that the show clearly places in there, right? Where do you think one ends up and the other starts? Existential throw line. Right. There is an existential throw line on all of this. Where does one start and where does one end? I want you guys to just quickly pay attention to this, right? Where does like our hierarchy of needs end? And where does the Sephirotic system start? And it's so interesting because if we look at an aspect like this, right? The very main thing in here, it says realization, cohesion, right? Influences of all primal ideas, human bodies, planetary, whatever, right? So whenever it comes to looking at aspects above ourselves, right? I'm not Christian, so I can't say. Well, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a psychological basis, right? Whenever it starts looking into like aspects like this, exactly, we can start saying that like we can start going through the Sephirotic system when we've reached self-actualization. Being able to self-actualize and take in bigger themes of morality, of self, of knowledge, of like, you know, what it means to go ahead and have that connection comes in from being at the very top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Why? Because if you're at the very bottom, can you start thinking about some of these greater self-actualization themes, right? Can we start thinking about the macrocosms, right? We can start like, you know, we can start talking about all of these aspects, these things, right? Like the astral bodies, or you know, whatever that might mean for yourself. Probably not really, because we're so concerned in our own earthly realm, right, in our own inner desires, that it's harder to connect with some of the more looser terms and more religiosity aspects of terms. And sometimes I know that people use religion as a way to cope with what they're missing in their life, right? That's just a standard as to what happens, like pretty much anywhere, everywhere. But sometimes for some people, they turn to religion when they fully met their hierarchy of needs for the exploration of themes of morality. It's funny because the Sephirotic system looks like one of your charts. It does. It does. Anyway. You know, a show is good when it can get us to stop and just talk about religious themes and psychological themes and moral themes and, you know. All right, let's go. Let's go. We didn't spend that long on it. It's only 20 minutes on a minute 30.
おはよう、シンジ君。調子はどう？
慣れました。悪くないと思います。
それは結構。エヴァの出現位置、非常用電源、並走ビルの配置、回収スポット、全部頭に入っているわね。
多分。
では、もう一度おさらいするわ。通常、エヴァは有線からの電力供給で稼働しています。非常時に体内電池に切り替えると、蓄電容量の関係でフルで1分。ゲインを利用してもせいぜい5分しか稼働できないの。これが私たちの科学の限界ってわけ。お分かりね。
はい。
では昨日の続き、インダクションモード始めるわよ。目標をセンターに入れてスイッチオン。
Oh shit.
落ち着いて。目標をセンターに。
スイッチ。
次。
This type of training. Hold on, this is really interesting, right? Look at his eyes. Look at an individual like this. And I really want to highlight this, right? What are we doing but building child soldiers, right? That's sort of what it is, right? We have that mentality. We have that aspect of like, it's a lot easier to go ahead and have, and I'm going to throw it out this way. I'm fucked up. And this is why it's, now we have age limits on a lot of things. He's disassociating. but it's a lot easier to influence children, kids, teenagers, whatnot, to go and be a part of the big war machine than it is for adults with their full frontal lobe developed. This is why you have a lot of and this is why there's a lot of criticisms out there. Whenever you see like military guys coming through to your local middle school or high school, be like, "That's right, you gotta join us if you want to be cool." Blah, 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 right? Because oftentimes, I know, when it comes to situations like this, child soldiers were very normal throughout history into the mid-20s. Absolutely, right? Because the influential powers that kids don't have their full frontal lobe developed. They're very easily influenced. I hate to put it that way, but it's true, right? Oftentimes, due to economical factors, so like cultural, so on and so forth, there's a lot of influence that can happen during those primal years between, say, it's birth to 20-something, essentially. I didn't know you were watching this. This is so cool. Eva is so cool. So when we're looking at something like this, and we're looking at Shinji, unlike the U.S. over here, joining the military is quite rare, or not as pushed. But in the U.S., it's very common. We have ROTCs, and a lot of it is done for structure and routine. But at the same time, also fighting kids is mentally taxing. You don't want to kill a kid even if it's an enemy. True. Easy to control and manipulate, huh? So when we're looking at someone like this, right, who's already experienced some form of trauma, he's in here, you start making him disassociate and go through the routines, what do we have? What do we have, guys, in a situation like this? We have someone who's just going through the motions, who's being ingrained that this is normal, that this is normality, that all this trauma, everything is his being in the Eva is his top priority. His mental health is not. Being in this Eva and shooting is a top priority. Good boy. We're going to condition you. Wow, you're doing so good, Shinji. Oh my God, you pull that trigger and I just go, yeah, let's go, Shinji. Oh, Shinji, keep it up. And I'll send you another booba picture. Wow, Shinji, let's go, right? It's that form of conditioning that's sort of happening in that regard. I mean, they're not even covering it up. No. Damn, I just realized that all the characters in Naruto is child soul. It is. Pull the trigger. Ooh, yes. Yes. Either the pilots or humanity may die. So the main aspect that I'm getting at is it's prioritizing this Eva, right? Being in this Eva, using it, mastering it over his own mental health that he just went through, right? Oh yeah, we don't know when they're going to come back. Fuck your trauma. Fuck the stress that you went through. Get in the Eva, Shinji. Get in the robot, Shinji. Shinji, your mental health, the aspect of what's keeping you going and safe and sound. No, that's secondary. Your mental health, that's secondary. Your homework that you have due tomorrow morning, that's first. You got to get that done. Screw your anxiety, your depression, your mental health, and how that's affecting you and your form of reason. No, get in the robot. Get in the fucking robot that is life, guys. Pilot the robot that is life. Go into your 9 to 5 every single day. Forget about your mental health. Forget about your partners. Just go into a disassociative state and only care about making that fucking moolah, that bank, and occasionally live life a little bit. Come back into reality and live life just a little bit when you're outside of it. But guess what? Get in that fucking robot. Get in that robot. It feels like this work is going to be a very depressive or traumatic episode. But that's sort of the element that it's touching on. And that's why I fucking love it, man. I love a show when it's like able to go ahead and touch on an element like this of, hey, he's getting in here and calling out all night all workers. But there's a little bit of Shinji in all of us. But once again, it's highlighting how experimental are they willing to go for him? How far are they willing to go for him? If they couldn't get this to move previously, and he's the first one to get it to move and, respond to it, if he just wanted to stop, would they allow him? Probably not.
しかし、よく乗る気になってくれましたね、シンジ君。
人の言うことにはおとなしく従う。それがあなたの処世術じゃないの？
目標をセンターに入れてスイッチ。目標をセンターに入れてスイッチ。
Oh no.
目標をセンターに入れてスイッチ。目標をセンターに入れてスイッチ。
That face,
目標
man.
センターに入れて
The episode, a transfer, and this is the silent phone. The episode title on the website says a transfer, and this is a silent what? The episodes have two titles. Every episode has two titles. More than one title? What? It's making me wonder something. If Shinji were the last person on Earth, would he feel free or would he feel trapped? Chat, that's my question for you. If Shinji were the last person on Earth, would he feel free or would he feel trapped? Yes, And the reason why I'm thinking about this is, think about all the expectations. He hasn't had the ability to make a single choice so far. A lot of the choices that have been put in there have either been pressured, under duress, under stress, under 1,001 things, right? That are being pressed on him. So when everyone is gone and he's able to make his own decisions, I sort of wonder, like, you know, when everything is gone, essentially, can he go ahead and make a decision for himself? Would he feel free to make a decision for himself? Or do you guys think that, like, he would thrive in it? I'm kind of scared. Hi, welcome on in, all new chatters. I know someone from a mecha anime who would feel free if he was the last. Really? Oh, let's go.
ねえ美里さん、もう朝なんですけど。
さっきまで到着だったの。
Oh.
今日は夕方までに出頭すればいいの。だから寝かせて。
じゃあ僕。
今日木曜日だっけ？ファイル紙お願いね。
はい。
学校の方はもう慣れた？
ええ。
さあ、いってらっしゃい。
行ってきます。
This is what I love about this whole aspect, right? They're having just a normal conversation as to what it means to live here. But in the background, the cheering music and whatnot, yet despite the depressive theme as to what's happening, isn't that something? The world is on the bridge of fucking ending. You have these angels coming through and like threatening you guys, and it's like, wow, guys, and today on the news, we're going to go and have, Godzilla the reptile join us for an interview. Wow! And it'll be fucking fantastic. We're going to have some emoji reactors coming on through and making faces for you guys for the rest of the show. Fucking pog out. I miss my work line shifts. But a big aspect to that is, of course, right, entertaining the audiences, right? Or like keeping the masses entertained, or keeping the masses from fully keeping in that state of fight or flight, keeping in that state of like, holy fuck, like what's really happening? Is this really the end? If we attack again, are we going to be okay? It's that escapism 100. Yeah, 101. So one of the big things that like we can even highlight through this is, does it work? In YouTube thumbnail, one can find happiness in my circumstances. Does it work? Yes. A lot of media is done with the whole purpose of downplaying situations, keeping the populace happy and unaware of maybe what's truly happening out there, right? It works for a while until it's in your face, and then you're thinking, why did I wait till it's the last minute to realize what the fuck is going on?
Hi, もしもし。なんだ、リツコか。どう？彼氏とはうまくいってる？彼？シンジ君ね。転校して2週間、相変わらずよ。未だに誰からも電話かかってこない。
Oh.
電話？ 必須アイテムだからずいぶん前に携帯渡したんだけどね。自分で使ったり誰からもかかってきた様子ないのよ。あいつひょっとして友達いないんじゃないかしら。シンジ君ってどうも友達を作るの。
You expect a traumatized kid to have the social energy to go and make friends? Some people don't even have full on PTSD. Some people don't have a post-traumatic stress disorder complex, you know, with a bunch of comorbid symptoms, right? He works for a while. He's in school. Some people have like very just generalized anxiety. We already struggle at making friends. And now you expect them to just like, hey, you know what? They expect them to have friends at school. I remember in fan subs this episode was the phone that never rings. Lived under a year, and dad blocked off. He's socially adjusted. Be normal, Shinji. Now get in the robot. But that's funny. But that's the main element. And I guess I'm going to highlight this to you guys, right? If you guys were to have gone through something traumatic like this, would you guys have the energy or the ability to actually go out there and be normal in school? Would you guys have the ability to actually go out there and be a kid again? Be able to go and switch from, hey, I'm going to go out and like shoot stuff and kill stuff and whatnot, to, hey, I'm going to go make friends in school as a teenager, as a fucking kid. That's a little difficult. Unless he can compartmentalize everything all together, it's going to be extremely difficult for him to go out there. Even past that, I don't have that now. Oh no, so God is. Even past that, like in the here and now, let's talk about this a little bit, right? He doesn't use his phone. He clearly, from what's being said here, if he can't make friends, and this is truly like I don't know, you guys are pushing him to be a part of the robot. Why are you guys pushing him to go to school? I want to highlight this. Why are they pushing him to go to school when they clearly want him to be a part of the pilot? Or to be in the Eva? Sanity? So they can pretend they're not mistreating him? Could be argued that school is good for him. So you're telling me that Nerve, this corporation that is clearly telling him to get in the robot, really cares about him. I have a feeling that this is another aspect of manipulation that they might be setting up. And I'm sort of scared. I'm sort of really fucking scared. I know some of you guys are like, what the fuck are you talking about? You send someone that is extremely traumatized to a school and he can't make friends. Okay, hold on. If I'm Evil Ed and I really want to control someone, I'm going to traumatize you. Hold on. I'm going to fucking traumatize you, okay? You're going to be mine. I don't give a fuck. You're going to get in this fucking robot, okay? I'm going to traumatize the fuck out of you. I'm going to send you to school and make sure that for a couple of weeks, no one is your friend. And then magically, I'm going to send people from my corporation around the same age to make friends with you. So now I have full control. Now you can't disappoint your friends, can you? You know you can't. You can't disappoint your friends because your friends are also a part of my corporation. I would find ways to try and manipulate your inner circle of friendships, find ways to attack your macro system, find ways to go ahead and attack your micro system as well. And if I have full control over that, I have full control over your actions and inactions in that. Yeah, mind break. Ed is a new Gendo. Evil Ed. Oh no. School teaches you to obey and fall in line. Sure, but if you don't really have a hierarchy of needs and you're that's breaking it, that's gonna completely, like, what are you attaching to but falsities, right? World might be ending. You might be traumatized and working for a secret organization, but you're still school age. Don't you dare miss a day. If he's catatonically depressed, you can't pilot. There's a limit to how much you can disregard that he's human. Which is why you build up that fake world, right? Which is why you build up that like world of attaching people to him that you can go ahead and like control him through or with, right? Because at the end of the day, if he has friends, even if artificially designed, all of a sudden it makes it a lot harder for him to say no. You'd be more willing to fight if you wanted to. Yeah, good idea. Yeah. My daughter's mother was worried during her first week of school because she was wearing her mask and her teachers felt sort of like it was unapproachable. So she wanted to try and talk to her about wearing the mask. I told her it's the first week in a new school. Give her some time. Don't need to rush. And she's doing much better now with people in class. That's good. That's good. Anime's often at school? It could be. But that's the main element that I'm trying to highlight is when we're looking at something like this, it's making me wonder how far would Nerve be willing to go? Gendo, hire the psychologist. We could use him. But that's how you do it, man. Like, not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one. If you take control of this, for a person, you've now controlled everything. If you take control of this is brought from Brenner's ecological theory, right? This is how we go to realize how much the external, right, outside forces have an impact on you and how your decisions have an impact on external forces. Home, school, neighborhood, immediate family, so on. Guess what? Immediate family, the person that he's staying with, has control over that. The neighborhood, they have control over that. Home where he's staying at, they have control over that. School, they probably have control over that, right? Parents' workplace, well, guess what? You're working with your parent in that way, right? Whatever mass media, there's probably being controlled. They literally are controlling a lot of these aspects that enable, like he won't realize the impacts of change or ripples that his actions could have on the outside and that the outside can have it until it's too late. And that's what's fucking scary. Sorry, guys. Let's continue. How do you get out of someone's control of this? You got to start the interpersonal process of change and maybe realize it like some things aren't toxic, so you got to start changing those environments by yourself.
知れないわね。山嵐のジレンマって話知ってる？山嵐？トゲトゲの？山嵐の場合、相手に自分のぬくもりを伝えたいと思っても、身を寄せれば寄せるほど体中のトゲでお互いを傷つけてしまう。
Sure.
人間にも同じことが言えるわ。今のシンジ君は心のどこかで痛みに怯えて臆病になってるんでしょうね。ま、そのうち気づくわよ。大人になるってことは近づいたり離れたりを繰り返して、お互いがあまり傷つかずに済む距離を突き出すってことに。
何院長。
昨日のプリント届けてくれた？
いや、なんか当時のうち留守みたいでさ。
相田くん、鈴原と仲いいんでしょ？2週間も休んで心配じゃないの？
大怪我でもしたのかな。
例のロボット事件でテレビじゃ一人もいなかったって。
まさか鷹巣山の爆心地見たろ？入間や小松だけじゃなくて三沢や九州の部隊まで出動してんだよ。絶対10人や20人じゃ済まないよ。死人だって。当時
鈴原。
なんや、ずいぶん減ったみたいやな。
疎開だよ、疎開。みんな転校しちゃったよ。街中であれだけ派手に戦争されちゃうね。
That's interesting. So then they do realize, right? They are very much aware that like shit is happening and a good portion of the school, whatever, just evacuates. Interesting. Really, really nice. However, it also makes me wonder, how much do they know about the people piloting the mechs? How aware are they of like what's truly happening in the situation? Yeah, everybody knows about the angels. Right.
喜んどんなお前だけやろな。生のドンパチ見れるよってに。
まあね。当時は
Thanks so much for the follow, Shama.
こんなに休んじゃってさ。この間の騒ぎで巻き添えでも食ったの。
妹のやつがな。妹のやつが。
おお。
下敷きになってもうて。命は助かったけど、ずっと入院しとんねん。うちんとこ、おとんもおじいも研究所勤めやろ。今職場を離れるわけにはいかんしな。俺がおらんと、あいつ病院で一人になってまうからな。しかし、あのロボットのパイロットはほんまにヘボやな。むちゃくちゃ腹立つわ。 味方が暴れてどないするっちゅんじゃ。
それなんだけど聞いた？転校生の噂。
転校生？
ほらあいつ当時が休んでいる間に転入してきたやつなんだけど、
Afternoon
あの事件
Ryan.
の後にだよ。変だと思わない？
So it's not even a well-kept secret then, because they're already putting the dots in together, and they're fucking kids, man. And they're able to go ahead and come in and put in these dots together. I would say that Nerve is not necessarily doing the greatest of jobs of like handling everything on in. But even past that, imagine being Shinji, right? And imagine being Shinji and coming in. How classified should that be? Probably like the most classified it could be. Imagine being Shinji, right? Coming in, and then people are just talking shit. But imagine being Shinji, right? Like, all you're hearing around you is that new pilot was fucking horrible. Oh my god, look at the destruction it caused the city. Blah, 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 blah. What does that do to you? If that is you, right? They're like, in an indirect way, they're talking about you. So who's left in the class? Shinji don't care. Yeah, music. No, it still affects you, man. It still affects you. Even if you put on music, right? If you start grasping at what is being said, it can be a gut punch, and you're just like, now you're feeling guilty. Now you're getting all of these feelings with you, right? No way Shinji's music drowns all that out, right?
このように人類はその最大の試練を迎えたのであります。20世紀最後の年、宇宙より飛来した大質量の隕石が南極に衝突。氷の大陸を一瞬にして融解させたのであります。海洋の水位は上昇し、地軸も曲がり、生物の存在をも脅かす異常気象が世界中を襲いました。
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. If Antarctica's ice were to be completely melted, right, sea level waters would rise. If it tilts the axis, doesn't that mean that, like, times, like, you know, I guess weather patterns would be affected? Absolutely. But wouldn't, like, oh, hey, climate change sure is, oh, no, climate change. Whole climate change is, right. But like, let's say that like the axis of the Earth were to tilt in a slightly different direction. Wouldn't that necessarily also impact, say, like seasonal changes as well? And how that would work? That this would be very different on our planet. We used to have 4 seasons, not anymore. Not anymore.
そして数千種の生物と共に人類の半分が
Half the world population.
これが世に言うセカンドインパクトであります。経済の崩壊、民族紛争、内戦、その後生き残った人々もありったけの地獄を見ました。だが、あれから15年、わずか15年で私。
That's generational trauma. That is literally, in only 15 years, we have to restore ourselves, right? That is so much generational trauma that could come through, because all of a sudden it's like surviving a massive cataclysmic event. Something that could threaten the entirety of the world, where 50% of the population is gone, 50% of the species is gone, right? See, this is why Japan had a backup Tokyo in real life. And then for these kids, they act as though it's nothing, but that's because they weren't there for that first impact, more than likely, right? Currently, it is 2015. Second impact was in 2000, right? So, comes in my question. From that first impact, did it have angels? And if it did, is this what we're using currently? Did it go to one country? Or did it go to multiple countries, if that's the case? If there were angels in that first impact, right? Or if there was a couple angels in there, what countries took that in, or were able to go ahead and grab it? Or was it just a giant fucking meteor in that regard? That is plague levels of casualties. 100%. Imagine just this. 50% of the population, gone. Gone. 50% of the population, instantly fucking gone. What do you guys think happens? Collapse. A massive fucking collapse, economically speaking, sociologically speaking, fight or flight would always be instant there. Yeah. Yeah, that's a Thanos level threat, man.
たちはここまで不幸を遂げることができた。これは私たち人類の優秀性もさることながら、皆さんのお父さんお母さんの血と汗と涙と努力の賜物と言えるでありましょう。
Just casually, brother, you're in this fucking group chat. You're fucking land up with everyone. This looks like when you're told not to lie. Oh, fuck, brother. Caught in 4K. Oh, shit, bro. This reminds me of, like, back in the days, like, when you get land up to play a bunch of fucking games. You break a national secret, get caught. Oh, no. Oh, no. Let's talk about OBSEC for a second, Shinji. When you're told, like, yeah, apparently that text was for the entire class. Who is dumber, Shinji or everyone being unable to keep a secret? Yeah, but that's a lot of pressure as well. That's a lot of fucking pressure as well. Because all of a sudden, guess what, Shinji? You fuck up. Let's say that, like, they were to attack again. And let's say that a lot of people in your class were to die, or 1 or 2 people were to die in that attack. Guess who's to blame? You are. Guess who the guilt is going to? You. Oh.
私は眠川に住んでましたね。
ちょっとみんな、まだ授業中でしょ。席についてください。またそうやってすぐに仕切る。いいじゃんいいじゃん。よくない。ねえねえ、どうやって選ばれたの？ねえ、テストとかあったの？怖くなかった？操縦席ってどんなの？
いや、そういうの秘密で。
あのロボットなんて名前なの？
よくわかんないけど、みんながエヴァとか初号機。
エヴァ？必殺技は？
Oh no.
って言って振動がこう超音波みたいに。
Brother. And this is why it's best to shut the fuck up, because there's some people out there that don't necessarily want what's best for you, right? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna fucking create a fucking post here. How dare you fucking get all this attention? Like, let me go ahead and make a fucking blog post here exposing you. Meanwhile, the teacher just being like, lore accurate children being dumbasses. Right. Although Shinji should try and keep a better lid on everything, 100%, right? But during an aspect like this, oof, validation though, he's needed.
でありますから。ああ。では今日はこれまで。
もっとみんな最後くらいちゃんと。
すまんな転校生。わしはお前を殴らないかん。殴っとかな気が済まへんなや。
悪いね。この間の騒ぎであいつの妹さん怪我しちゃってさ。ま、そういうことだから。
僕だって乗りたくて乗ってるわけじゃないのに。
Right. So you get mad at him for not piloting by choice? I get it though. I get it, right? His sister was caught in the fucking debris. That's a lot of like emotions and whatnot. He's a teenager. He probably doesn't even know how to fucking properly let out a lot of that aspect. No logic, just emotion. So he lets out all that emotions by going through and grabbing it, right? I hate that guy. So it makes sense. He's in that fight or flight state of mode. He probably hears someone talking smack. He probably doesn't fully realize what he's saying. But for Shinji, imagine that, man. And I guess I'm going to go and highlight this, right? And this actually happens for a lot of people, which is, for a lot of people, right, sometimes they feel like getting hurt is a way of releasing that guilt. So they'll try and get hurt even further. And instead of self-care, they'll do self-damage, right? Because for them, it's like they'll do self-sabotaging, where it's easier for them to feel as though like they're being justified if they can self-sabotage their relationships, if they can self-sabotage themselves into getting hurt or like feeling pain or something like that. Because all of a sudden, it's like that guilt is no longer just there to carry alone. They're releasing that guilt because someone or something is punishing them for that action. I can't pilot that, like, I wasn't even chosen to go ahead and pilot this, right? Why do you have to say that, right? Was he trying to make amends or was he just trying to let something out so that way he could release it? And that's something worth considering and off of everything. Aww. 'Who's best girl? Wait a minute. In this show, who is best girl, chat? I know that there's also the redhead one, which I'm waiting for them to make their entrance. Rei, Asuka, or Misato, ladies and gentlemen. Mods, can you throw up a poll, please? Like, and I kind of want to know why. Like, legitimately. To the best non-spoilery way that you can put it, why do you think that they're best girl? I'm really curious. Like, you're going to start a war. And it's not to start a war or go against one another, right? But it's just Asuka has the best character arc. Oh, okay. I mean, that's good enough, right? So, mods, can you throw up a poll, please? Yeah, who is best girl, chat? YouTube, this goes for you as well. Rei, Asuka, or Misato, ladies and gentlemen. And it seems as though that we have a lot of Asuka stands here. 57% right now, 30% for Rei, 13% for Misato. People are going fucking wild on this poll. Rei and Asuka starting to catch up a little bit, 49-30. Ooh, okay. Misato starting to catch up as well. Who's best girl? Can I pick no one? Asuka doesn't. We'll see. What the fuck? That's wild. Not only that those sound like timpanis, right? Like timpanis. Dum 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 dum, and then in the background you have the like the literal hi-hats, right? Just going. So fucking good, man. I'm sorry, we have to break it down just a little bit, and then you have a little bit of a percussion build going, right? And it's building in together because it just starts off with the timpani, and it's kind of showcasing how everything's starting to come together, right? We can talk a little bit about the drums of war, but we can also talk about how music is leading us forward into a grander scale of, like, you know, complexity, sort of what's to come. You hear the timpani first. The first thing that comes to mind is what the fuck. You hear the hi-hats coming in through as well, right? And it's starting to push in further, right? So it's giving it a little bit more of that time, right? Aside from just the echoes that the timpani can go in and give, The hi-hats in here can definitely push this through, and this is why percussion's fucking amazing, right? And then the side elements that are being added in there throughout, so the scales are being raised, right? The complexity of this music piece is being raised just based off the instrumentality that is happening in that. That is so fucking good, man. That really just showcases like how complex of a situation this is, that it's not just a single layer of like, hey, you know what, this is a drum, like, you know, aspect of things. It's like, hey, this is a combination of like a bunch of threats, a bunch of like, you know, things that psychologically is pushing us forward to know, holy fucking shit. Like if you ignore the imagery as to what's happening here, you already know that something major is going to happen.
非戦闘員および民間人は
すでに退避完了との報告が入っています。
小中学生は各クラス、住民の方々は各ブロックごとにお集まりください。
まただ。
また文字だけなんか？
報道管制ってやつだよ。
Wow.
僕ら民間人は見せてくれないんだ。こんなビッグイベントだっていうのに。
The fuck is that, bro?
第4の使徒襲来。意外と早かったわね。
前は15年のブランク、今回はたったの3週間ですからね。
こっちの都合はお構いなしか。女性に嫌われるタイプね。
税金の無駄遣いだな。
委員会から再びエヴァンゲリオンの出動要請が来ています。
うるさい奴らね。言われなくても出撃させるわよ。
Oh, let's go! Oh, that's so fucking cool, man. That is so fucking cool, man. What, am I going into a mech season? I'm finding mechs to be really fucking sick, man. Am I going into a full-on mech season? I'm looking at the thing and I'm just like, man, I wish mechs were a real fucking thing. I wish mechs were a real fucking thing, man. Oh no, mechs are fucking cool. Yeah.
エントリースタートしました。LCL 電化圧着ロック解除。
父さんもいないのになんでまた乗ってんだろう。人に殴られてまで。
Why are you piloting it again? Damn.
ねえ、ちょっと2人で話があるんだけど。
なんや？
ちょっとな。
しゃあないな。委員長。
何？
わしら2人便所や。
もうちゃんと済ませときなさいよ。
で、なんや？
死ぬまでに一度だけでも見たいんだよ。
上のドンパチか？
今度いつまた敵が来てくれるかどうかもわかんないし。
健介、お前な。
この時を逃しては、あるいは永久に。
Oh
頼む
no.
よ。ロック外すの手伝ってくれ。
外に出たら死んでまうで。
ここにいたってわかんないよ。どうせ死ぬなら見てからがいい。
アホ。何のためにネルフがおるんじゃ。
Oh
この
no,
ネルフの突撃
brother.
って何なんだよ。あの転校生のロボットだよ。この前もあいつが俺たちを守ったんだ。それをあんな風に殴ったりして、それも2度も。あいつがロボットに乗らないなんて言い出したら俺たち死ぬぞ。当時にはあいつの戦いを見守る義務があるんじゃないのか。
I gotta be honest though, this is that teenage mentality, right? That's that teenage logic that I hate to put it this way. A lot of us may have gone through at some point in time where we try and justify risky behavior, not even observing the bro code. Shake my head. You know what's fucking threatening? Hold on, about urinals. The guy that just lets his pants and boxers or whatever hit the floor, right? Where it's like, you know, the full ass cheeks out. That is very fucking. That's a power move and a half that I've only witnessed once or twice. And I've always been like, what the fuck? We're in the urinal, brother. That's such a weird power move of someone to just feel comfortable enough to just like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and just drop everything down. And showing that who does. No. Like literally let everything hit the floor. And it's just like, wow, I didn't know that, like, you know, this was a little kid moment like this. I was so stupidly brave. Now I would never do have to. Same, Lannister. I think as teenagers, we justify seeking adventure, right? And seeking things that at the moment might give us an immediate response, right? But in a situation like this, and especially if you're an adult looking back at it, you're like, dude, fuck. Like, oh no.
しゃあないな。お前ほんま自分の欲望に素直なやっちゃな。
シンジ君、 いいわね。
はい。
よくって。敵の AT フィールドを中和しつつパレットの一斉射。練習通り大丈夫ね。
はい。
発進。
No emotion. Oh, this is sick. Fucking idiots.
すごい。これぞ苦労の甲斐もあったというもの。あ、待ってました。
Eva lived.
出た。
目標センターに入れてスイッチ。目標センターに入れてスイッチ。はい。
Oh shit. Okay. Okay.
バカ、爆炎で敵が見えない。
Yeah, it's that. Oh.
もうやられとるで。
Oh.
大丈夫。
予備のライフルを出すわ。
Oh, that's so fucking sick. Yeah, because practice is not a real thing, right? Practice is not the real thing, and I think that that's the overall element to get through it, right? This is why, like, aside from mock battles, you got to get them out and, like, handling the most wild things possible, right? He's learned aim and shoot, and that's it, right? Because that's all they've practiced in a safe environment, right? And stationary target. I really thought that would cut it. And that, like, now this is the real thing, and all of a sudden shit can go wrong. And that's the key instance. Oh my God, why are you shit? God damn, let me grab a soda. Hold on. He's nowhere near ready enough to be out there. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not ready to be out there. And even psychologically speaking, right? I really love the idea that was introduced in Metal Gear Solid 4 of, like, having essentially sort of a psychologist or a therapist or whatever kind of managing your psyche as you're going through it, right? Like through a stationary like aspect of battle or whatnot. Like, hey, you know what? Like if these are the down moments, let's go ahead and talk it out. Let's keep your psyche within normal limits. Let's try and get you go ahead and centered in so that way you can perform whatever you got to perform. Really, really smart and ahead of its time for the game for whatever it was doing. And then when we're actually looking at this, right, in of itself, we're looking at a kid, right? No, don't you mean psych? No, I mean this. PSYCHE, right? Psyche or psychological state, right? But when we're looking at Shinjin, we're looking at this battle right here. Fight or flight, baby! Imagine this. You get thrown into a fight with Conor McGregor right here, right now. You've been practicing on the Wii how to go ahead and fight, the boxing guy from Wii Sports. And all of a sudden, you get thrown into the UFC ring with Conor McGregor. I give up. Like, you haven't been practicing with any actual person doing the sport, right? You've been practicing with these simulations as to what we think it would be like. I better be getting paid. Wii boxing training arc. Oh.
あっちゃー。やっぱ殴られたのが効いてるのかな。うるさいわい。
Woo! Woo!
アンビリカルケーブル断線。
エヴァ内蔵電源に切り替わりました。
活動限界まであと4分53秒。
Where are the other fucking Evas? You sent them one of the most traumatized individuals out there. Who's like, I just got beat up at school. and you didn't think, hey, you know what? Why don't we send 2 or 3 other individuals? You know, like one other individual along with this to make sure we have, like, Ray is still injured. What others? The other pilot. Get the fuck up, Shinji. Get the fuck up, Shinji.
シンジ君のクラスメイトなぜこんなところに
Bro, the fucking sheer luck from this. The sheer amount of luck that they didn't get fucking crushed from this. Do or die, Jesus. Dude, I would have pissed myself. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie, man. If that shit would have come through, like, that was way too close. Anime MC luck. Aura minus 1,000. Holy, dude. Woo! Woo!
なんで戦わんのよ。僕らがここにいるから自由に動けないんだ。
初号機活動限界まであと3分28秒。シンジ君、そこの2人を操縦席へ。
2人を回収した後一時退却出直すわよ。許可のない民間人をエントリープラグに乗せられると思っているの？私が許可します。越権行為を。
Oh.
初号機発動限界まであと3分。エヴァは命令でホールド。
Even the internal strife, right? This internal battle that is happening here between, like, you're exceeding your own, like, authority to go and make certain commands. Then who's the next highest ranking officer to make this fucking decision? There's a clear power dynamical difference in here. Who is the next higher power? Like, exactly. Gendo. If Gendo's not there, then who does it fall on? Who does it fall on in that regard if Gendo's not there? Right? Misato's in control here. And that's the main regard. If it falls on Misato, then that's her prerogative at that point in time. And guess what? If anything were to come from it, it's going to fall on her. She has operational control. This is interesting, though, because all of a sudden it's like all of this disagreement, all of this back and forth. Oh my fucking God, brother. Who would you guys side with? Do you guys let the kids in the cockpit or not? Does this sound rude? This is going to sound really fucking rude. And I know it is. And I know it is. No, I wouldn't. And I'll tell you guys why. They were told to evacuate, and this is an active war zone. We have, sure, you can just jail the kids later. We have an active threat in front of us that is of a city or catastrophic proportion, right? Wouldn't the main aspect would be to try and handle that before going into savior mode? The priorities lie in, do you either stop this angel from destroying the city, or do you try and save these kids and let the angel go through with it? I don't think they can enter the cockpit. I would leave more wiggle room to fight, deal with the kids' punishments later. Sure. It's a trolley problem. It really, really is. What about your survival instincts? Won't that kick in? Well, I mean, if you're in the Ava, it'd probably be better for you to go ahead and like keep fighting or use the Ava, right? But at the same time, there are people that just beat you up earlier. No, I would not leave.
その間にエントリープランが排出。急いで。
そこの2人乗って早く。
なんや、水やねんか。カメラが。
エントリーリスタート。はい、神経系統に異常発生。
異物を2つもプラグに挿入したから。
Oh, bro.
水が混じってる。今よ、交代して。
34番山の東側に交代して。
逃げろ言うとるで。
逃げちゃダメだ。逃げちゃダメだ。
プログレッシブナイフ装備。
Look at that face, man. This is what I'm scared of. They're turning Shinji into a social path. This is what I'm fucking scared of, man. literally just turning Shinji into like, oh yeah, killing is normal. Disassociate while you can. Start like the dead eyes. Start to learn how to go ahead and like adjust to society a little bit, but at the same time keep that killer instinct so that whenever we tell you, you're able to go ahead and do it. Me when I have to come in clutch, a good soldier obeys orders. A good soldier gets rid of angels. That's right, Shinji. Woo! That is wild, bro. That primal fucking scream, brother. Oh my god. That's so good. He's fucking locked in, brother. That is so fucking sick. That is so fucking sick, man. And he feels what the robot is feeling, right? So he feels as though something just fucking skewered his fucking stomach, right? And he's still just let that all out. Of course, it's that rash decision making. Unable to follow orders because he's a fucking kid. But at the same time, right? He goes through and he at least gets it done.
目標は完全に沈黙しました。
Wow. Oh, now you're feeling a little bit bad, bro? That is so sick, though. My God. Yeah, it's that sympathy, bro. That, like, we didn't know that it was this rough, that it was this bad being a part of it, right? Wow. The inadvertent audience firsthand.
Mo 3日か。
俺たちがこってりと叱られてから
あいつが学校に来んようになってからや。
あいつって
転校生や転校生。あれからどないしとんのやろ。
心配なの？
別に心配っちゅうわけや。
当時は不器用なくせに強情だからね。あの後別れ際にでも謝っておきゃ3日も悶々としなくて済んだのに。ほら転校生の電話番号心配だったらかけてみたら。
Phoebe! Hi. Welcome on through, welcome on through. I hope you're doing well. Isn't it like super early morning for you? The phone never rang, did it? Stop. 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 Is that really where the episode ends, man? Is that really where the episode ends? Stop. That is such a... He dials it in, but we don't... Oh. I guess it is the silent phone that never rings. My God. No, tú. Tómala. Otra vez. Damn, dude. Damn. What a fucking episode and a half to just go through it. What an episode and a half to go through all of that, right? Which is all of a sudden you have kids in your school that are feeling a lot more sympathetic towards you than when you first came in, and now you're dealing with like 1,001 other circumstances, right? And internal battles and things. So Shinji has taken down 2 angels so far, right? So comes in my question. How many has Rei and the others taken out? And I genuinely mean this. Like, if Shinji has been able to take out 2 angels, how many has Rei and the others been able to take out? None. They said this is the 4th angel. I mean, the last angel before Shinji's first was 15 years ago. So it makes me wonder. It really does make me wonder. Is Shinji their pinnacle, their GOAT at this point in time? Because he actually has taken out 2 angels as opposed to everyone else. I'm scared. I'm fucking scared. I'm scared of where this show's gonna go. You guys have me fucking terrified because it's already hitting on some really, really deep themes of, like, you know, social cultural friends, what it means to go ahead and, like, mixing your work and your other environments together. Oh, fuck. All right, guys, let's jam out. All right, I don't want to see the preview because we already know if we go into the preview, it's gonna. I want to experience the show without the preview. I want to experience the show without the preview. Really, I fucking love the ending. It's just a chill little ending compared to, like, everything that's happened, and it's kind of Brecht if you think about it, right? Which is, like, in a big way, all of a sudden what ends up happening is, hey, everything that just happened. Here's a song from your time, right? That way you guys can go ahead and put distance between yourself and the animation and the show, and you guys can internalize whatever the message is trying to go ahead and happen. Evangelion is so powerful with the themes that it's trying to portray, right? Evangelion is so powerful, and I'm going to invite Phoebe on after this coming episode. In case you guys don't know, Phoebe has her master's in animation, correct, Phoebe? And she'll be joining us probably episode 4 for the major discussion of it. Originally, it was going to be ReZero, but I mean, if I can get her on to just discuss a little bit of just animation and what it means to go ahead and go into it, that would be fucking wonderful. Either on this one or ReZero, up to her. I don't really mind. Because my main regard is when we're looking at something like this, take into consideration how they're animating things, right? Either for Evangelion or for ReZero, right? How and why are things being animated, and what is the purpose behind every slot of animation that is happening? Us to you, I'm interested in both. Oh, hell yeah. So that's the main regard. Fucking phenomenal episode. Evangelion is drawing me in, and I didn't think I'd like mech anime. I thought I was going to have an issue with mech anime, but Evangelion, and especially because people kept saying that Evangelion was kind of mid. I don't think Evangelion is mid, considering how much there is to draw from, and how much there is to go ahead and, like, talk about, and just go in and, like, you know, there's some aspects, of course, that you can laugh about, some things that go really fucking quickly, but it really, really is good. You gotta watch 86 too. Eva psychological horror disguised as mech. Eva is special. It really is. With that being said, mechs are about characters. It really 100% is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're gonna take a quick little break. YouTube, if you guys like the episode, leave a like, comment, subscribe, that horror deal. Come and join us Sundays, Evangelion Sundays, along with some ReZero. It'll be fucking good. It'll be great.